Alberobello, a town of Trulli. Alberobello is a town in Italy's Apulia region near to Bari City. There is a direct bus from Bari to Alberobello, bus services departing from Bari Centrale and arriving at Alberobello via Putignano. The journey takes approximately 3 hours. Alberobello is an amazing town with almost 1,500 trulli houses built in a circular shape and topped with conical roofs, whose white walls are decorated with numerous pots of colorful flowers. To some people, this town resembles a hobbit village, and to others, a smurf village. There is not lack of atmospheric streets perfect for walking, as well as delicious local cuisine and Mediterranean vegetation. Alberobello is one of the best attractions of Puglia. Alberobello is registered on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1996. In the Tourist Information Center you will find a complete set of information, not only what to visit, but also, among others, where to sleep, where to park, where to eat tasty and cheap food. The easily noticeable trulli are beautiful examples of drywall construction, a prehistoric building technique still in use in this region. Narrow, winding streets winding up and down, small courtyards decorated with pots of flowers and cycads, rose and jasmine bushes, and unusual little houses, and this beautiful and unique design attract a lot of tourists in Alberobello. The name Alberobello comes from the words albero, tree, and bellum, war. This has its justification in history, because in the past, inhabitants made weapons for their ruler from wood from local forests. The commune is currently inhabited by approximately 11,000 inhabitants, most of them in relatively new buildings, but part of the population still lives in Trulli. These cottages are no longer being built, and existing structures must be maintained and renovated strictly in accordance with regulations, both local and those imposed by UNESCO. The aim is to keep the appearance of the trulli as close to its original condition as possible. Although the town of Alberobello has the largest concentration of trulli, these houses can also be found outside its area. The history of the trulli in Alberobello. Although Alberobello at first glance seems to be a place with a long history, contrary to appearances, it is not an old town. The name Alberobello means majestic oak, which refers to the fact that the area was covered with dense vegetation before it was urbanized. Today admired by tourists from all over the world, the city was founded in the 16th century, and although it was founded by the Counts of Conversano, these landowners entrusted the management of the territory to peasants. Since the Kingdom of Naples legally charged a tax on every newly built brick house, trulli made of limestone were built in the town, deliberately giving the impression of being temporary and structurally insecure, in order to avoid the need for payment. After the initial settlement of about 40 trulli, it turned out that the houses were extremely solid, hence in 1620 there was a large expansion, and in 1797 Alberobello was freed from all fiscal obligations. Today, the trulli tradition is still alive and well thanks to its exceptional popularity and interest among tourists. What are trulli houses? Trulli houses in Alberobello are specific, one-of-a-kind rural structures, mostly built in a circular shape. The term trullo comes from the Greek word for dome, which in its Italianized form is treddu. The walls of the trulli are made of limestone slate, and no mortar is needed to build the houses. The most characteristic feature of these buildings, however, are their conical roofs made of dry stone. Depending on the situation, the trullo could be used as a temporary or seasonal residence, or a permanent dwelling for peasants and agricultural workers. There are examples covered across the countryside, but there is also a real cluster of them in Alberobello, in the province of Bari. The area with the most trulli is the Istria Valley, between Alberobello, Locorotondo, Cisternino, and Martina Franca. How to reach Puglia. Puglia is still not a wealthy region, but back then only a few tourists reached this far south, mainly in their own cars or on cruise buses. Some time has passed and the era of cheap flights has come, where you can sometimes fly to Bari or Brindisi. Such a paradox of our times. Low-cost airlines made Puglia easily accessible and tourists began to arrive in large numbers. There are still not as many of them as in picturesque Tuscany or fascinating Venice, but many locals are already delighted with the money they can get from tourists. And so the center of attention of every visitor to Puglia, the Trulli in Alberobello, have become, in part, an open-air museum full of shops selling kitschy souvenirs. Commercialism has unfortunately changed the town in a negative sense of the word, but later in the post I will tell you how to deal with it and even in the season enjoy a peaceful stay in Alberobello. Definitely Alberobello is worthy to visit. It offers unique trulli both in Alberobello and amongst the olive trees in the Valle d'Itria countryside. The trulli are one of the reasons that make Puglia unique and so special.